Hey there, and welcome to my channel. My name is Crafty Kathy, and I'm so happy and thankful that you stopped in to craft and spend a little time with me today. I ran to Dollar Tree and grabbed some wood items so that we can make some very simple, easy, and affordable Christmas DIYs and crafts to put in our vignettes for the season. I can't wait for you to see these, so let's jump on in. For project number one, we're going to grab one of these simple bamboo cutting boards. These disappeared for a while at the Dollar Trees, but thank goodness they are back because they're great to craft with and you can make so many things with these. I grabbed my DIY paint in the color beadboard. It's my favorite off-white paint. It's not too bright and in-your-face white, yet it's perfect. And it did take 2 coats to cover up this bamboo wood. One of the simplest ways to jazz any project up is some of these IOD transfers. I'm going to be using this year's Christmas book called Yuletide, and my friend Lori at Milton's Daughter does have a few more of these, I believe, in stock if you want to get one. But they have the most beautiful prints in these. It's got critters in there, which I absolutely love. And it has like little fairy pieces, Santa pictures, stockings, wreaths. It's got a little bit of everything in there. But I wanted something special to put these beautiful red birds on. The last few years, red birds have become very special to me at Christmas. My sister passed away, and the old wives' tale of someone from heaven is visiting you when you see a red bird is just so beautiful and dear to me. I think it's really sweet. So a transfer is really easy to put on. You just pull it off of that backing sheet, lay it down on whatever your project may be, and then they send a little tool in every one of their transfer kits, and all you're going to do is just rub it on. Or actually, a better way to rephrase that would be to rub that tool over the top of that plastic sheet. And I like to kind of hold the corner of mine up as I'm going across my transfer because I feel like it just makes it stick a little bit quicker. I don't know, it's just, maybe that's just me. And then you're just going to pull that top sheet off and reveal your beautiful project that you gave very minimal effort to create. Then the next thing that I like to do is grab one of these little chalkboard easels from the Dollar Tree also. And I purposely didn't paint the back of that cutting board so that this would stick really good. If you put paint on it, it's still going to stick, but it gives you a barrier to make it a little bit easier to come off. I'm using Titebond Quick and Thick wood glue because it is a sure thing. It's going to hold this on there. What I'm doing is making a little recipe board because I'm old school and I like to use little index cards when I'm making my Thanksgiving and Christmas feast. And so I like to have just a very small board, you know, like a little small recipe stand to set these on. Now I'm going to take this piece of wood, and this is also from Dollar Tree. This is actually the bottom to one of those little like metal looking reindeer that came out a few years ago. You can use any little piece of wood. And I decided to pull the sticker off the back because it didn't have any holes in it whatsoever. And then I'm just going to run that color beadboard all over this whole piece except for our back piece, which is going to go directly on the front of our little cutting board. And I'm a sucker for having decor that says something. And so I didn't know of anything that's in my IOD books that said things. But my friend Brandy over at the DIY Struggle has this TDS transfers. And these are equally as gorgeous as the IOD. And she has a lot of little sayings in hers. At first, I was just going to go simple and put the Merry Christmas on here. But then I saw this one that says, collect moments, not things. And it just spoke to my heart. I was like, how perfect that goes with the red bird. At least I think it does. And so I'm just cutting out that small area. I'm going to actually cut the little holly off of the top because I'm going to place that in a different spot. And then I'm just going to do the exact same thing like I did with the other transfer. Her transfers and rice paper are printed by the same company that prints out the IOD, so you can rest assured that they are great quality. I'm going to put this transfer on the same way as I did the red birds, except I'm just going to use my fingernail. Sometimes it's just as easy for me, if it's small like this, just to go over it with my fingernail. I grabbed some more of the Titebond Quick and Thick, and hey, I'm a messy crafter. I could have grabbed a paintbrush, but I didn't. And I just put a little bit on the back of this, added with a little bit of hot glue, making sure they're not touching. I stood my piece up because I want it to be flush with the bottom, and then I'm going to leave it alone and let it dry. But not before I add that beautiful little last detail, which is that very small little bit of holly that's going to go right in the bottom center. It doesn't take long for it to dry, and then I'm going to grab this Best Dang Wax, and it's the brown color. I actually found this at a thrift store for only $3, and it's really good wax. I just put some on a Dollar Tree paintbrush, or it's actually a basting brush. I get these at the Dollar General, 2 for $1, and they are really good for like distressing things and that type thing. I really like to use these as paintbrushes. I'm just going to be honest. I lightly just kind of went over it and then used a paper towel to wipe off the excess, and I did go over the whole piece. The very last step is to take some pentart glossy varnish, and this is going to seal it in and protect it and protect the paint. And then I'm just going to use a little bit of my Sue Lynn diamond glitter. I like a little glitz at Christmas, and I hope you like this one. I think it's beautiful.
It was the night before Christmas. I was closing down for business in my little present shop, when the bell on the door jingled once more, and then time almost came to a stop.
For our second project, I just grabbed a simple piece of wood in the Crafter Square section, and I didn't measure this, but just by looking at it, it looks like it's about a 7 by 12 to me. I gave this just a real quick sanding with my little finger sander because this thing was rough as a cob. And I'm just going to take my crinoline, which is a beautiful kind of beigey off-white color, and I'm going to give this 2 coats. And we're going to do a little decoupage, one of my favorite things. Now, you won't find me cutting straight edges on my decoupage. I like the torn look. I think it looks much more natural. The only time I use scissors is to cut out a big piece that I'm about to tear down and get the torn look. I just think it blends in better and looks better. So I went around the image and wet it and just tore it with my fingers. It's very easy to tear because once that paper gets wet, it's literally the easiest thing to go down through there and tear. I didn't tear off the bottom piece because we're not going to need that anyway. And I apply this in the easiest way that I know how, and it is a proven method. I just grab a glue stick, y'all, the purple glue stick. I'm going to place it under the bottom part. Make sure you get it around the edges really good. And then I'm going to flip it over and place it on the top part. As long as you get it on those edges really good and press it down, it's going to be perfect. I ran over mine with the brayer, but you really don't have to. And I'm just sitting here giggling because I know you guys can hear Tuffy Tater, my pug, snoring. I'm so sorry, that's just kind of a part of it when you got a pug. And I took my little finger sander here and just took the edges off quickly. This is going to be a little tray, by the way, that you can just set out and put your vignettes on or whatever. I grabbed that pentart glossy varnish again because I want this to have a little bit of a glossy appearance, and you don't have to drown it. You just very lightly go over it. It's going to protect that decoupage paper and make it a little glossy, and absolutely beautiful. Now we're going to put our handles on. Now you can use whatever handles you want. I didn't have any that are like actual handles, so we're going to make ours. I'm just using that thick jute that comes from the Dollar Tree, and I just kind of laid it out to see how much I needed to cut off, and I used my little cutter here. It's the easiest thing to cut this with, by the way, and I cut it off exactly the length that I needed and made sure that it was the same on both sides. Now I'm taking this smaller jute cord, and this is the one that comes from Walmart. I want to say it's around $3 for a pretty good amount. I've had this roll for a couple years, and I'm just going to put a little bit of hot glue down and wrap it probably about an inch from the end down, and then I'm going to cut it off. I did that on all four ends, and now all I have to do is just glue these down. Now, this is not really going to be for function as far as the handles. We're not really going to pick this up by the handles. It's more just for kind of the looks of it, you know. The tray absolutely can be used as whatever you want, a tray, or you can use it to set your vignettes on. But anyways, I digress. If I don't watch myself, y'all, I quickly get off the point and start talking about something else. I just do it every time. Now, this is what your little rope, like handles, are going to look like when you get them done. And we're just going to put a little bit of hot glue down because, like I said, this is not really going to be for function. It's going to be more just to look at, the handle parts anyways. And we're just going to put down a little bit of hot glue and hold it on there for a second so that hot glue will have a minute to kind of cool down. And then we're going to do that on both sides. And anytime I work with jute cord that's thick like this, I always take a lighter and just like quickly run over it because it burns off all the little fuzzies. I hope you like this.
Merry Christmas, baby. Reindeer's coming out to play. Santa Claus is packing the presents, making sure you've been behaving okay. Merry Christmas, honey.
This next piece, I always pick this up in the section where the candles are, and it just says home decor. But don't pass by these because these are excellent to put decoupage on or your transfers or whatever. You can usually just rip the paper off of the front of these. Now, it don't always come off very easily, and then I just kind of go over it with a quick little sandpaper. I'm going to give these 2 quick coats of that same color called crinoline, kind of the creamy beige color. And I'm going to show you just how easy it is to jazz these up. I grabbed 3 of the woodland animals because I have a thing for woodland animals at Christmas anyways. I just think it makes beautiful decor, especially deer. In case you guys haven't noticed that watch my channel often, I do a lot of reindeer and deer things around Christmas. But I'm just going to put these transfers on the exact same way. I peel that backing off, lay it down, and either use my fingernail or that tool that they send. I decided on the beautiful bunny and then the smaller set of red birds. And then down at the bottom, I'm going to put this cute little squirrel with all his little holly berries. And then simply to finish these up, I'm going to protect them with that glossy varnish that we've been using. And while it's wet, you guessed it, we're going over it with just a little bit of glitz. Guys, I can't help myself. I just love the way it looks. And that was so simple and easy, and it makes beautiful decor.
It's white outside, and the night is cold. Everyone's lighting candles in their homes. Yes, it's Christmas. It's a magic time.
Now we're about to go into our last DIY, and it's super quick and simple, but I wanted to show you these gorgeous sunglasses that a company called Bagsa sent to me. I'll leave their information down below because this would make a great Christmas present and they have a lot of deals right now for Black Friday. So they told me to pick out the purse of my choice, but my problem is I don't carry purses, but I do like to travel, so I picked this small carry-on bag. Now this bag will be perfect like if I go somewhere or even if I just want to take a road trip and want to throw a little bit of stuff in there, a few outfits, some toiletries, whatever. I want to show you how nice this bag is. I did decide to get the matching bag and sunglasses because, I only get a chance to be bougie every once in a while. This has a lock on it, which is a really nice feature, so you can lock it up and folks can't be getting all up in your stuff. Now, it comes with this really nice leather strap that lets you know that it's Louis Vuitton. And, honey, if I'm going to have a Louis Vuitton bag, it better be saying Louis Vuitton all over it because I want you to know that's what it is, okay? So, inside the bag, it has a lot of room. It has nice zipper. It has really nice detail work inside of it. It's really hard to show it one-handed. But I had to share this with y'all because I'm very excited about it and I can't wait until I get to use it. And like I said, all the information is down below along with the Black Friday specials that they're running. Now let's get into this last DIY. I told you this one is really quick and simple. If you blink, you'll miss it. This is one of those wooden wreaths that are like the beads that Dollar Tree came out with last year. And these are really good to craft with. So what we're going to do with this is just take this top part off. I couldn't get it off just by unclicking it this way. So what I did was took my cutters and only cut one side of it. Not both sides, but one little side here. And voila, it came right apart. And to my surprise, the beads are not going to come off on either side. I tried to close that one end down, but honestly, it wasn't even necessary, and I realized the beads weren't going to go anywhere. Now, what we're going to do is make a Christmas tree out of this. I saw this on like one of the Facebook groups I'm a part of, and this is so super easy and so stinking cute. All you're going to do is just kind of curl it up. I curled mine like this. Just kind of kept fooling with it, and then you have to lift it up a little bit so that it can look right and look like a little spirally Christmas tree. Now, it did take me a few minutes of finagling with it to get the right look that I wanted, and then the last probably 2 or 3 beads, I stood them almost straight up in the air because that way it's going to look like the very tippity top of the Christmas tree. Now, when I was satisfied and I was happy with the way it looked, I took it outside and I spray painted it green. You can leave it this natural color. It looks great, trust me, but it really looks good when it's green. And I wanted to show you basically what you're looking for or what yours should kind of look like by the time you get to spray paint it if you desire to do so. Once my spray paint dried, I brought it back inside and I'm just going to put a little bit of hot glue on the back of one of my rusty stars that I get from Amazon, and it perfectly set right up on top where I stood the one straight up. And then I'm going to grab my pentart snow paste, and I get this from Milton's daughter, and it literally does look like snow. It's very hard to describe the consistency of the way that it feels, the texture of it, but it just know that it's beautiful. And I sprinkled it with my Sulin diamond glitter. Well, guys, that's all I have for you today. I hope that you enjoyed these very simple wood DIYs from the Dollar Tree. And remember, if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, I would love for you to do that. All you have to do is hit the little red subscribe button, and you're in the family, guys. And don't forget to turn on your notification bell so that you know every single time that I upload a video. If you did enjoy this content, please give me a big thumbs up. That's the like button. because it will help YouTube to push my videos out there to people who've never seen me before, so I can keep bringing you more content like this. I love you guys, and I'll see you soon. Also, if you're watching from a phone or a tablet, you can just click on my face right here and it will subscribe you to my channel. Come on, you know I want you to be in my family. And if you did enjoy this content, I have another video right here you can click on and it'll take you there in just a minute when this one's over. God bless you guys.